All right, Rob G. For the Athletic, of course. Before the NFL season, we got the big kickoff. Of course, the Cowboys and Eagles, and the big game in Philadelphia, and wet weather, I guess, right? It's expected to have rain, so
Football
probably
weather.
a lower scoring game. I'm just kind of throwing that out. But anyway, Rob G., interesting take from front office and general manager people, right, about this upcoming NFL season.
That's right. The Athletic, Mike Sando, friend of the show, did a preseason survey of 8 anonymous executives previewing both the NFC and the AFC. And there was something that was said about a certain NFC team that was right up our alley. Here we go. They ranked them in a power ranking system. Everybody assigned, hey, I'm 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The averages were as follows for the top 3. Number 1, no surprise, the Philadelphia Eagles. Number 2, and a mild surprise, the Green Bay Packers.
That is a mild surprise.
Number
Seriously.
3,
Mild. Mild.
Number 3, Rob Parker's Detroit Lions. Now, them being number 3 is not much to sneeze at. You know, it is what it is. It's kind of right where you'd expect they may or may not be. Here's what is surprising, though. The reason why they fell to number 3 in the power rankings is because one anonymous executive had the Detroit Lions ranked as the 11th best team in the NFC. Here's the rationale, quote, I refuse to believe they keep rolling after losing 2 starters on the offensive line and their 2 highest paid assistant coaches. Kelvin Washington, you are on the record as saying Detroit is going to the Super Bowl. What is this guy smoking?
Read that first sentence that person said. Read that again.
I refuse to believe they keep rolling after losing 2 starters on the offensive line.
What did you say 2 weeks, in about 2 weeks it'll be, our 1-year anniversary? You and I doing this show?
Yep.
I know Rob Parker talking when I hear it. They called you. I know it. I know. One person. And the one person, Rob G., didn't have him 5th, didn't have him 6th. Okay, I can understand 5th, 6th, a little slide. I get that. 11th? Rob Parker, I'm convinced they go, why you can't look me in my eye? They called you, Rob Parker. And if they didn't call you, but dang it, they're a hater, they're trolling. It's Aaron Glenn who is trolling, or it's Ben Johnson trolling, or it's a mad ex of Dan Campbell. Maybe he beat him up when he was playing. Maybe he beat him up in the streets. Maybe he stole his girlfriend. Because there's no way you can put the Detroit Lions 11th in the NFC. You couldn't even put them 11th in the entire NFL. That doesn't make any sense. So I'm convinced you voted for them. Now I digress. Let me tell you why the Lions are going back or have gone to the Super Bowl.
Going back? Where'd that come from?
They should have went. They should have went a couple years ago.
Okay, yeah.
So
they didn't make it then, but now they're going to make it.
I will concede losing 2 coordinators is a big deal. That's nothing to sneeze at. That's a big deal. However, the culture setter is there. Dan Campbell is still there. Okay? The team is there offensively. They have probably better offensive weapons than just about anybody in the league. They were the number 1 offense in the NFL. Here's the caveat people forget about. They were the number 7 scoring defense. They bent, but they ain't break. And they finally broke when they had too many defensive players unhealthy and hurt. Well, they got most of those back. They lost a couple. And they got, most importantly, Aiden Hutchinson back. Arguably the MVP, yes, not defensive, the MVP before getting injured. So you're looking at the number 1 rushing game, a top 2-3 rushing game. You're looking at one of the better quarterbacks. And you're also, again, looking at a defense that's good. And you're looking at weapons and skilled players all over the place who are young and in their prime. So to me, and the NFC is open. You got the Eagles. I'll give you that. They're a reigning champ. They deserve our respect. Other than that, the NFC is wide open. It's not like I got to go through the 3 of the AFC where I got to beat the Bills. I got to beat the Ravens. I got to beat the Chiefs. You know, you get through the NFC, you give yourself a chance to get to the Super Bowl, and then you got a shot once you're there. So that is why the Lions are going. They're mad at people like you and your vote, putting disrespect on their name, and they're absolutely going to come back with the vengeance.
Okay, so there was your public service announcement by a Lions fan. Now I'll give you real
That
NFL.
was an analyst.
A real NFL analyst
First,
who's been
admit
covering
you
the league
voted.
since 1987.
Admit that was you.
That was not me. And I understand you're holding on to this because they disappoint you every year. They were supposed to win. They blew out the 49ers in the first half, choked down that 2 years ago. Last year they have a rookie quarterback at home, 9.5-point favorites. They were 15-2, 9.5-point favorites at home, and they lose. There's no way that the Lions are going to do anything close. The executive, who was being honest, knows how this league runs. Dan Campbell's not he might be the front man, but the reason that they turned into a better team was the two coordinators who were really good at their job. And Ben Johnson's loss, whether you want to agree or not, is going to be huge for them. And here's the other part that you talk about. Oh, yeah, some defensive players are coming back and this and that. Did they change the quarterback? Because Jared Goff turned into Jared Tennis when it came time for the biggest game of the year, the 4 turnovers. That's why the Rams got rid of him. Despite him taking the Rams to the Super Bowl, the reason the Rams got rid of Jared Goff is because he turns in efforts like that and moments like that where he melts. The other part you're not talking about, this ain't the same NFC North. It's better. The Packers are better. The Bears are better. And in Minnesota, if they take a step down, I don't know how far down they're going to go. They still have a good defense. They still have good offensive weapons. And if J.J. McCarthy does not turn the ball over, they have a chance to still win maybe 10 games. Like they'll drop a little bit, but I don't think they're going to fall off the map because they have too many talented players. So when I look at all these things, not only do I think the Lions, aren't going to the Super Bowl like you think they are, I think the Lions are going to miss the playoffs. And I think the Lions will fall backwards, and this will all come undone. They had a couple of years. They had their window. I think that this is going to come undone, and the Lions miss. Remember, you could win 9 games and not make the playoffs, or 10 games in that division. Mm-hmm. So it ain't like they got to go 6-11. They can win 9 or 10 games and still not make the playoffs. That's what I'm talking about. So don't be saying that Rob's saying they're going to win 3 games. That's not. You could still lose by winning 10 games and not make the postseason because of your division, because of the NFC, and some other teams. So that's where I'm at.
Okay. But let me throw this at you, a couple things. And I hear you. Don't agree with you, but I hear you. They were also the number 1 point differential team. They were blowing good teams, middle teams, bad teams, AFC, NFC, in the division, out the division. They were blowing everybody out. They had one of the best home records, and also we know how that home field advantage is for them. So, to me, again—
how'd that work against Washington?
Jared Goff threw too many interceptions, point blank, period, and Jaden Daniels played the game of his life. Flat out. They lost.
Played the game of his life because he was set up by a bad quarterback in big moments.
Right, and they still had the nerve to almost want to win that. If Jomo doesn't throw a freaking touchdown, they get— Ben Johnson got carried away having the game in a receiver's hand to throw a pass.
No, you'll find out when Jared Goff is all said and done, he'll be one of those guys who just couldn't get you where you needed to go. And then he'll be like, okay, not only did the Rams get rid of him, okay, the Lions have seen enough of it, and it'll be the end of it.
Though, let me tell you something. I see the pathway for them to get to the Super Bowl. I do not. And I'm talking about, I was born in Montgomery, Alabama. I don't see how they don't make the playoffs. That I do not see. When they have all their weapons and some back, draft picks, and somehow they're all of a sudden going to be out of the postseason. Not to mention whoever said they were 11th. He said 11th in the NFC. He didn't even say 11th in the entire NFL. Okay, maybe 11th in the NFC is crazy. And I know Rob Parker when I
all right,
it.
877-99 on Fox, 877-996-6369. What's more likely to happen this season? The Lions make it to the Super Bowl, or the Lions miss the playoffs altogether? You know what side we're both on.
You know it.
Tony from Coachella in the Valley. You're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Tony?
What's up, my brothers, man? Good to talk to y'all again, man. I'm a number 1 Detroit Lions fan. We playing from the east side of Detroit, Highland Park High School in Detroit, Michigan.
Oh, boy.
Okay. Huh?
Nah, boss up. Go ahead, boss up.
Go ahead.
Yeah, now, Rob, you my man, Rob. I graduated in class of 83, but I've been in Florida and California, man. My mom called me. I come out here. I've been here ever since, right? But, Rob, come on, man. You know them coordinators already gone by Friday afternoon. They checked out the game Friday afternoon. If you watch that game on that Saturday or Sunday when the game was played, watch it without
That had nothing to do with Jared Goff fumbling the ball and throwing 3 picks. Come on, you letting Jared Goff off the hook. He turned in a stinker. Come on, let's just be honest.
Rob, the coordinators checked out.
Tony, they had a chance to go to the Super Bowl in San Francisco. They choked that down. They played a rookie quarterback at home. They choked that down. It's over, Tony. It's over. Thanks for the call. Appreciate it.
I'm with you, Tony. He ain't over.
Vern in Detroit. You're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Vern?
It pains my heart like when Nino Brown found out G-Money dimed him out to agree with Rob Parker. It burns my soul.
I know this ain't my dog, Vern. Hang up on him.
Well, it used to be your dog since you was in Michigan and didn't holler at me, but I digress.
There you go. Tell him, Vern. Tell him.
So the window, I believe the window in the NFL is the smallest window to reach, get back, or to realize your potential in the NFL. What I am scared of and what I'm kind of disappointed is that the NFL, and I don't know if it's Michigan culture, with all our sports teams to never go out and do anything big to make drastic improvements. When I found out the Philadelphia Eagles were trying to throw everything at Michael Parsons after they just reached the pinnacle, and we did nothing. We did absolutely nothing. And on the other side of the ball, I don't understand how anybody did not see what happens when Aiden Hutchinson is double-teamed and there is no pass rush. I am literally scared of what's about to happen this season. I fear we have turned into the Cincinnati Bengals. I am more scared that the window is closed than it is still open.
There you go,
Everybody else has readjusted, retooled, and we did nothing. That's staying pat. I mean, can y'all think of a time in Michigan sports history after Rasheed Wallace that anybody in Michigan sports made a big splash in free agency, a trade, or anything? I am tired of staying pat, of not going out and making a big move.
Hey, Vern, thanks for the call. We appreciate it. And that is true. They did not do anything, and most of the teams in that division got much better. Cade.
Vern ain't invited to the Super Bowl party.
Well, it doesn't matter. You came to Michigan and didn't holler at him anyway.
Yeah.
Cade.
We'll argue later, he and I.
In Reno, Nevada, you're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Cade?
Hey, happy kickoff day, boys.
Yes, sir.
Hey, I'm a diehard Packers fan since the day I was born, and it gives me confidence that the Lions are going to regress a little bit. You know, you lose your coordinator who drove that ship. He's a great mind. But, Rob, stop it. They are not missing the playoffs. At worst, that is a wild card team. They got too much talent front to back. They are still well coached. Their window for a Super Bowl may be closed, but that team has far too much talent to be missing out on the playoffs this year.
Hey, ain't nothing else to say. I thought it was Cade Cunningham calling from the Giants right there. All right, man. Appreciate the calls right there.
We had more people all wanted to get in. They were on my bandwagon.
All right, well, they can, hang around if they want to. Maybe
we'll talk to them later.
Adam Kaplan, Fox Sports Radio NFL Insider, joining us now. Kaplan NFL on X. All right. Which one's more likely, Adam? I don't know what all you got to hear.
Go ahead.
I have the Lions in the Super Bowl. I stated a bunch of reasons.
Adam Kaplan just choked. Go ahead.
I'll spare you.
No, that's fair. I mean, look, they're good. Go ahead.
Or the Lions not making the playoffs, which is Rob's point.
Look, the Lions are going to have 2 new coordinators. That's certainly something to discuss and be concerned about. I don't see any way they don't make the playoffs, but what's more likely? I would say they get to the Super Bowl than not make the playoffs.
Thank you, Adam.
Adam, did they change quarterbacks?
Goff's good. Goff's a really good player.
Is he?
Yeah. Did you not watch the season?
That's why they got rid of him in L.A. He can't. No. This is why they got rid of him in L.A. Okay, he took him to a Super Bowl and they got rid of him. And in the biggest game of the year, after you go 15-2, Adam, you choke with 3 interceptions and a fumble in the biggest game of the year against a rookie quarterback. That's an indictment of Jared Goff. That's why I say he turned into Jared Tennis.
No, but he didn't play well in that game. But their defense didn't show up.
No, but that wasn't. They were 9.5-point favorites, Adam, going into that game.
It was all
with that defense.
Yeah.
But you don't know they're going to turn the ball over 4 times. You can't win a playoff game with 4 turnovers.
Rob, I'll say this about Goff. He needs to be in a structure. When you ask him to win a game, that's the question. So on your point, I think they learned that you can't put it all in his hands to win it. It's got to be balanced. You can't put it on him. He's not Tom Brady. He's not Josh Allen. He's not Lamar Jackson. There's certain things you can do with Jared Goff, but you can't ask him to win a game for you.
No doubt. All right, let's go to tonight, the opener, Philadelphia and Dallas. The report comes out that Philly said, oh, wait a minute. Micah Parsons is available. We'll turn on his Micah and try to get him. What did you make of that? That Philly, they're adding extra cheese on that cheese.
Yeah, I mean, they had no chance. It was not even considered. In fact, my understanding is there was another NFC East team that called. Another
Who was that?
good team, Washington.
Okay.
Now, who they spoke to, I don't know. See, the thing is, you've got Jerry Jones, the owner, general manager. He makes the final decision. You got Stephen Jones, his son, who's the vice president, who's involved. You've got Will McClay, who's the director of player personnel. So
I've known Will for a million years.
Yeah,
he was
who's
in
really
Detroit.
good. He could have left several times to be a GM.
Absolutely.
They've taken care of him. So the bottom line is, guys, look, when you look at the situation, Philly lost 5 defensive starters, okay? Their pass rush is a major question mark. As a matter of fact, they had 2 of their free agents inactive tonight, Azeez Ojulari, a former Giant, and Okonkwo, a former Brown and Texan. So they're really only going to use 3. Now, the problem in this game tonight, and you're probably going to see it, is Dallas's offensive line is not very good, particularly at the tackles. And the Eagles don't blitz. They didn't blitz once in the Super Bowl. They're a low bottom 5 blitz team. They use what are called sim pressures. They disguise the way that they pressure the quarterback on third down. So, to me, without Micah Parsons, it's going to be really, really tough. Now, week 1, and you're going to see this on Sunday. It's strange. Things that you expect to happen don't happen because some teams are a little bit farther behind.
I agree
than they
with
should.
you on that.
It
but
gets to be really weird.
The first
really
week,
weird.
yeah.
Yes, first week is always like that.
Well, let's go to Adam Kaplan, our guest, by the way, on With the Odd Couple, Rob and Kelvin on a TV Things on Thursday. Let's go to the recipients of Micah Parsons' services, and that's the Packers, who I believe they jumped up to, a lot of people have them around 3rd right now, odds to win it all. Rob, I think that's his pick to go to the Super Bowl?
Oh, yeah.
You?
Yeah.
All right. So where are you now? They're getting obviously Super Bowl team before, but now they get Micah. You high elevation, stay the same. What do you think of the Packers?
Well, I already picked them. Just so you know, before the trade, I had picked the Packers to win it.
Win the whole thing?
Yeah, no. Win their division, NFC North.
Okay.
To beat Detroit. Detroit's my breakout team 3 years ago. I backed them, but they need more pass rushers. Look. I understand what the GM, Brad Holmes, was talking about. You got to be strong up the middle. That's great. I mean, they drafted Talik Williams, a D tackle, in the first round. But bringing back Marcus Davenport is always hurt. He's been a big disappointment as a former first-round pick. That's when the Saints traded up for him, and it just never worked out. Why they brought Davenport back is beyond me. They've got one quality pass rusher who's coming off a broken leg, and that's Aiden Hutchinson. That's a problem for me. They're not strong corner. They're great at safety. They've got some problems on defense, and as I said, I when Rob brought it up with Jared Goff, he's a very structured quarterback. If everything's working, he's really accurate and he's really good. But when they're behind, he's not a guy that you want bringing from behind. So they got to stay on schedule. This team does not seem to me as good as they were last year.
No, I wanted to hear about the Packers. Yes. That's what I was wondering.
Packers? No, Packers.
He said he picked the Packers to win the
division.
division.
All right, so
here's
the thing. Here's what I like about the Packers. Top 3 NFL roster, okay? Phenomenal, really good in the regular season. Matt LaFleur is the Lamar Jackson of head coaches. Can't win the playoffs. Just doesn't do well. Whatever reason, they don't do well in the playoffs. It's hard to find a weakness on this football team. One of them was their pass rush. They had one guy, Rashawn Gary, nice player, from first rounder in 2019. So they make the trade for Parsons. The corner, they're not very good. They're average to below average. Linebacker, outstanding. D-tackle, really good. This is a good team. They're really well coached. Offensively, they're really good. They're really deep. I know they're very happy with Matthew Golden, their first-round pick. We're gonna see against Detroit where he's at. Offensive line, they're fine. They're not special, but they're coached well. Now, I'll tell you what, they got a real problem. If Josh Jacobs gets hurt, they got a problem. They don't. Emmanuel Wilson's a 3. Marshawn Lloyd is out with he's going to be out a while. So they need to figure out that backup running back job. So if he gets hurt, they're in major trouble. But they're really good guys. They're a top 5 team to me. But I don't know why they can't win on the playoffs.
Let me ask you about the Kansas City Chiefs playing the Chargers on Friday in Brazil. I'm down on the Chiefs. I thought last year they were very lucky in a lot of games. I'm not saying they're not going to win any games, but I don't think it's the same. Kelsey already admitted that, he's too caught up in all this other stuff. Now he's planning for a wedding and whatnot. I don't know where he fits in. Rice is out, right? 6 games.
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes throws 3 yards of pass. It's just not the same to me. And they won a lot of games last year, but when they played a really good team in Philadelphia, they got destroyed. I don't. Where do you have? Are they going to the Super Bowl? Are they really in the mix in the AFC?
All right, here's Rob. It's funny you brought up, the dink and dunk. So they want to expand the passing game. Now, how are they going to do that? They went through not 1, not 2, not 3, 4 left tackles last season. The last one got housed is Joe Tooney. He got abused in the Super Bowl. He's not a left tackle. He's a guard. He wound up getting traded to the Bears. So they're going to reshape their offensive line. The kid Sumate, who they drafted to play left tackle, didn't work out. They moved him to guard. They're not good at right tackle. Juwan Taylor, because of his contract, is the only reason why they didn't cut him. He's making over $20 million this season. He's the right tackle. Jalen Moore comes over. He'll back up right and left tackle. They believe they'll be better. Josh Simmons, by the way, has come back from this torn patella tendon really well, the first-round pick out of Ohio State. So they got Hollywood Brown back. Worthy had a good rookie season. I'm told they want to expand and go deep. They as long as they can protect, because they know it internally. It was a disaster. They can't play football like that. And the other thing is Pacheco, their starting running back. Let's not forget, he came back from that leg fracture. He was never the same when he came back. So the other thing is, this is another team that's not very good at corner. They got one good corner in Trent McDuffie, and that's pretty much it. You can't win in this league unless you're deep at corner, and they're not, and that does worry me.
Yeah, I mean, defensively, that's what's kept them in the game for the last couple of seasons.
Yeah.
And just the efficiency and the big-time completions from Patrick Mahomes. That's where he was hot. I think he was number 1 at 53% completion on third down rate. And he just makes the right play at the right time along with that defense. So we'll see. I expect them to be better than last year as far as the stats. Maybe they don't win 15, but they'll be perfectly fine in my opinion. All right, Adam, thank you so much.
Okay.
Appreciate you as always,
You got
man.
it. Thanks, guys.
We'll talk next week.
See ya.